Hey, this is the Prairie Nurse. Today is July 19th of 2024. I don't know if you've heard yet. It's still early in the morning, but there was again another computer outage. Actually, this one's across the world. So I decided to hurry up and get out a video on 5 ways to prepare for IT computer outages, grid down scenarios. So just some 5 easy ways. So let's get started. So just an update, I thought I'd add the news quickly in here. So this morning, involving the July 2024 computers being down, this was supposedly, they're still looking into it, related to CrowdStrike Security, cybersecurity company, and Microsoft users. I guess with CrowdStrike cybersecurity, a large amount of vendors around the world that use this cybersecurity, but they're not quite sure if it's actually their fault or whose fault it is. But regardless, in the United States, there's many states that have 911 systems are down. And if you recall, a few months ago, there was, I think, at least 12 states that had 911 systems down, including where I'm at, which is the Midwest. Social media companies, banks are having issues, worldwide airlines, and hospitals. So it's very important that you prepare for this because it's becoming quite common. And then if you recall, AT&T users' information was hacked the other week. And every single week there's information of people getting their information stolen by hackers. A lot of this is due to cloud systems is what I'm finding out. So yeah, so let's get started here. Okay, so the first easy way to prepare for these outages would be to have cash. Cash in your currency. If you were traveling, make sure that you have cash of that currency in that country ahead of time. A lot of times you can stop at your local bank and exchange your currency for another country's currency. And then you just don't want to have any type of cash. You're going to want small bills. So if you are the US dollar, so you're going to want $5 bills, $10 bills, $20 bills in your wallet. And just remember, most businesses will need to transact in small bills because most of the time we know that we keep seeing signs in businesses saying they don't have any bills over 100 or they have mostly $20 bills. So if you have to get something in emergency, either you won't be able to get that item, or if you do buy it, you won't get any change back. And then, of course, if the computers are down, then ATMs will be down. So you won't be able to get any type of cash where you're going to be at. So that is actually very scary. And because you'll need a place to stay, a hotel, you'll need food, you'll need to get gas if you're in a vehicle, or you'll need to get something to drink. So make sure you have cash with you at all times, even in your own town. Make sure you have cash, because if the computers are down and you need to get something and it's been a week and you don't have cash, I'm not sure what you would do. And let's get to the second one here. Second one that's very easy to skip over, but super important. Make sure you have a water vessel of some sort, even if it's empty. That way you can fill up water somehow in some location. Make sure that water bottle is full if you can. I know if you're traveling to airlines, you have to empty it through the TSA and you can't have it. But make sure you have a water vessel. Food, like snacks, with protein and carbs in it. I wouldn't recommend sugar snacks, obviously, unless you are diabetic, of course. So if you're diabetic, bring extra testing for your blood sugars with you in case you run out. And then pain medications. So make sure that you bring Tylenol, Advil, any of those components. If you have access to herbs that can help with your pain, of course, bring those with you. Depending on where you're traveling, you might not be able to bring certain plants overseas. And third would be your safety, of course. So, which is a big topic, especially for women. All right, so as of right now, there's many states where 911 is down. So if you are involved in a safety issue, you will not be able to get 911 to you, possibly. So you would need to protect yourself. This is very important for everyone. So some easy things to do is have pepper spray, mace. This will help protect, especially for women that are not as physically strong as most males. I'm a nurse. Anybody knows that men are stronger. That's just the way it is. So pepper mace, you can spray the person that is possibly attacking you, and then they can't see. They don't have long-term injuries, and you can run and get away from the situation quickly. There's tasers. You can get a taser. That would be somewhat important for a woman to have if she doesn't have pepper mace. That would get you out of the situation quickly as well and run. And then a gun. So in the United States, it's a constitutional right to have a gun to protect yourself. As a female, it's very important to have gun knowledge. I would highly encourage gun safety course and practice at a gun range. Learn how to use the gun in an emergency situation. You have to be comfortable with it. It's very important to know how to protect yourself with that. So have that. And then for hunting, it's very good for survival, of course. It's always been like that. Will always be like that for hunting. So definitely use your constitutional right. And then having a knife. A knife is always good to have in any type of emergency situation, especially camping and being outdoors. You never know when you need to use a knife. So there's that. And then we'll get to the next one. All right, so for the following one would be to always have emergency notebook with you and a pencil. So you don't have to have a large notebook, just a small notebook that you can put away in your backpack or your purse, or in your back pocket if you're a man and you don't have that with you. And then if you have that, instead of a pen, I would use a pencil. Pencils last longer, and a pen can go out on you with your ink. So with having this, you can write down important addresses and phone numbers. We don't have phone numbers and addresses memorized like the previous years. Everything's just on your phone. Nobody even thinks about it. So that way you can get in touch with somebody if you need to. And then also write down in that booklet your itinerary, where you're going, the addresses of where you're going, and phone number before traveling. Also tell your friends and family where you're going. So if you're using social media, do not post where you're going. People know that you're gone. You could have things stolen. Post things after you get back is highly recommended for your safety. And then, so just let your family and friends know where you're going. And then make a copy or write down the information on that notebook, like paper copies of your plane tickets or your receipts of your car rental. Super important. All right, so the last fifth way to prepare for computer outages around the world or in your own area is paper maps. I think a lot of people forget about how useful paper maps are. So make sure you have paper maps of where you're headed towards. So if you are traveling through 3 states to get to the 4th state, make sure you have a map for all those states. I would encourage having a United States map if you're traveling in that state or that country, or any other countries that you go to, from your end destination to your home area. So in case you have to use the road systems, you know how to get back. If you're thinking, hey, I can just buy a paper map later with my cash that I have from my first preparedness step, I would assume that if the grid is down or computer systems are down, that there's a good chance these type of stores that would carry maps will probably be closed and locked up, or they'll be pillaged, or they would sell out immediately of their paper maps. So make sure you have that. It's super important. I guess that would be it. Just remember the saying, and other people have been saying it. We all know we're in a new world. So plan for the future, not the past. Take care, and God bless.